music fans, or whatever fan you want to bracket yourself in, welcome to Music of People and Journeys. We are reviewing the latest rock albums. Welcome to my consortium today, Paul and to Andy. Trish will be joining us in a minute. Anyway, welcome, guys. What's the show all about? We've reviewed the latest rock albums, rated about a 5. If it gets 4 or more, gets into our Hall of Fame. By the end of this month, it'll be 460 albums we reviewed over the last 2.5 years, which is fantastic. Looking, of course, to see whether an album will get into our Hall of Fame, but not more than our Hall of Fame, into our top 20 for our Album of the Year show next month. Today's offering is Ad Infinitum and their album Abyss. So Ad Infinitum is stylized. They're a Swiss-German symphonic metal band, originally solo project Swiss singer Melissa Bonny. But if you want to know more, read their biography in the text just below the video, conveniently placed next to the like and subscribe button. Please like and subscribe if that's what you would so wish to do. All right, okay, Ad Infinitum. Paul, let's start with you then. What did you think of Ad Infinitum and Abyss?
There are 2 elements you take away from Abyss's 4th album, Ad Infinitum. The first is they move away from symphonic power metal to what the record label Napalm Records calls modern metal, which in this case is pop rock with hardcore elements added. What they have done is produce a mediacore album with safe and almost forgettable musicality. The second is the fantastic voice of Melissa Bonny, who literally carries the whole album on her broad shoulders. Her range is fantastic, and I'm not sure if she screams the growler or they've dragged some guy that has been chomping down on California Reapers all day, as he seems to be turning up on a number of albums and quite literally spoils any listening pleasure one might have from this effort.
Well, somebody that we always get pleasure from listening to. Andy, what did you think? This is your cup of tea, not your cup of tea?
I was just thinking for my notes, and I've just noticed I just wrote solid twice, but I think that's probably give it a little bit too much credit. I did have written down a solid chunk of symphonic metal, but that was when I sort of started listening to it, and then I changed my mind. The other thing I had was solid vocals, and I'd like to go the other way on that because the vocals were the best bit of this album. They leaned into the singer's strengths, which they have to do because, frankly, they didn't actually know what they were doing with this album, it seems like. Were they pop? Were they metal? They didn't know. They had no idea. Wow, especially on the videos. Actually, on the videos, they had no clue what they're doing. They're just like going all over the place with it. And it sounded like a bit of a mess, to be honest. So, not really. Probably the earlier ones might have been better, but this wasn't so much.
Wow. What did you think, Trish?
Firstly, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'm going to have this band's back here because I loved this album. The opening track, Halo, with the lead's vocals so clear, and then the twist of a bit of growl in the middle of the track. The band reminded me musically of a Lumashade mixed with New Year's Day, which isn't a bad thing, as I love both bands. And I feel Ad Infinitum will be joining to my list of bands I love. Talking of love, I absolutely loved the track Surrender. It was the highlight of the album for me, followed closely by Aftermath and Dead End. This album was a welcome listen and very refreshing. A keeper for me, and look forward to if this German band tread these shores so I can get to see them live.
Yeah, wow. Without going down the road of telling these two what they don't know, really, this is just a fantastic album, really. And if it wasn't for the growlo or the metalcore, which in fairness, I mean, on the other consortium was a band called Future Palace, and I wouldn't say this is maybe as good musically or even vocally as, say, Future Palace. I thought there was a lot less metalcore to it than the Future Palace. So therefore, I actually enjoy this album much more than what is now top of our charts, really, in terms of our Hall of Fame. I thought this was great, and it was a grower as well. To start with, I was like, I had to tune in, and for me, my metalcore kind of threshold is around about like maybe 10 or 15% at most, and that I think this was slightly above that, but not by a huge amount. It was bearable because her voice was phenomenal, and I love symphonic metal as well. So I didn't really hear much on the pop elements to that. I think there was some lighter moments in the album, but I don't think it was very. I would have gone down that pop route. I don't know what you heard, but I didn't hear that. But it's terrific. Euphoria, Autumn of the Anthem of the Broken, Follow Me Down. Loved those tracks. All made my kind of cool playlist. Thought it was a terrific album. And if it wasn't for that metalcore element, it would have been one of my favourite albums of the year. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. It's a cracking album. Band that I would definitely be going to watch with you, Trish. Definitely, I'm there. Okay, what did we think? Will it be enough? There seems to be it seems to be split. We're down the middle here, aren't we? I wonder what Chris thought of it. So let's find out. Will it score four or more? Get into our Hall of Fame. I don't think it's going to get an automatic place into our top albums, but let's find out then. Paul, what did you give this album?
Well, I thought it was being very generous, and I give it a 2.
Puff, puff, I say. Andy?
I'll give it a little bit more on a 2.5.
Trish, bring it home.
5.
I wasn't quite there with you, Trish. I give it a 4.5. Cully was somewhere between the both of us. He was not only is this camp split, but actually, when you look at Chris's score, he was actually in the middle of both camps. He gave it a 3.5. So on that score, so it didn't make our Hall of Fame. Scores just short of it, 17.5. So about 3.6. So, but well done. I very much split the camp. Would it have made a difference if we'd gone over to the other side of the consortium? Who knows? Who knows? It is what it is. And thank you very much. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave your comment below next to the like and subscribe button. And thank you very much to my wonderful panel, to Paul, to Andy, to Trish, and to the absent Chris. Goodbye for now. Keep on rocking.
Bye.